Hi, guys, and welcome to Classic Rock and Country Music Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today we're doing more on the countryside. Well, okay, a lot on the countryside. Mr. George Jones led a crazy, crazy life before he got himself all together. So I compiled a few stories about George Jones's wildest times. And there's just going to be a two-parter, so this is your first part. Let's get into it. One of the craziest one that I found is the Porter Wagoner incident. I think by now we all realize the disastrous results abusing anything can have on the brain and body. Somehow George, bless his heart, had gotten in his mind that Tammy was having an affair with Porter Wagoner. George was under the chemical influence of diet pills and alcohol. He followed Wagoner as he saw him enter the men's bathroom and shouted, "I want to see what Tammy's so proud of." And he grabbed his privates and twisted it. George states this is the worst thing he's ever done while drunk. Decades later, this story was the only one Wagoner could recollect when asked to recall his experiences with George Jones. Then there was the time in Las Vegas. George was fortunate. He had people that really did love him and tried to help him along the way. The goal was to try to make it hard for George to get booze. He was rarely outdone and found creative ways to slip away from his friend handler, Jimmy Hills. One particular instance had George paying the hostess of the Palomino Club in North Hollywood to go see Willie Nelson in Las Vegas with him. The plan worked until she got tired of Jones's constant yammering and then asked Jimmy to fill in for her instead. Waylon and George. Another unfortunate event happened at the house of one of George's dearest friends, Waylon Jennings. In the 80s, Waylon was at the height of his career and at the height of his cocaine addiction, consuming $1,500 a day. Waylon, however, didn't drink, but George sure did, along with the cocaine and pills. George was a bit obnoxious, and Waylon decided to give him some alcohol with the thought that it would put George to sleep. It just didn't work out that way. Waylon and his guitar player, Jerry Gropp, left George alone. That was a big mistake, as the sugar in the alcohol energized George. Before he knew it, George was redecorating Waylon's room by throwing and breaking anything he could grab. Waylon and Jerry heard the commotion and came in to see what was going on. Jerry tried to confine George's feet to keep him from moving. George kicked Jerry's hand and broke his thumb, which ended his playing days for a while. George proceeded to throw a heavy picture frame at Waylon, which he says could have killed him if it had made contact. Waylon and George both mentioned the incident in their respective biographies. George felt horrible about the incident. You're probably wondering how they finally stopped George. Waylon tied him and left him on the couch, and that's it. And the last one for this episode, the car incident. George was rushing to catch a plane for a show, but could not find a parking space. Frustrated, he finally gave up. He ended up parking his car on the sidewalk right in front of the main entrance of the airport. He also left the keys and the ignition turned on. For 2 whole days there, the car remained. The only reason the car was not towed was that George had the foresight to leave a note. "Please, to whom it may concern, I was in quite a hurry. This flight was very important. My name is George Jones with the Grand Ole Opry, and I'll be back tomorrow evening." There you go. Part 2 will be here tomorrow. I'm very tired, so I'm going to end this quick. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'll be praying for you.